It's just life here. Yeah, it's just life here. Yeah, it's just life here.
Hi, and welcome to It's Just Life Here, the podcast where when things get chaotic, we hit record.
And if you haven't met us, we're sisters, Trish and Karen Steed. And between us, we've seen it all. Menopause, travel meltdowns, workplace madness, parenting wins and fails, and some very questionable pop culture opinions.
But this isn't just a how-to podcast. It's more like a we're all doing our best support group with snacks.
So if you've ever cried in your car, lost your keys in the fridge, or tried to meditate but ended up scrolling memes, you were in the right place.
Because when life gets chaotic,
We hit record.
Yeah, it's just life here.
good morning, sister.
Good morning. How are you?
I think I'm better than you are.
Are we telling people? Is that how real we are?
Feel like we need to be real. Just for everyone, like I planned on recording today, but I told Karen she's not feeling well. So we have to send her all the good healing vibes because you've got a cold or something?
I do. You know what? I was on a flight and with just around a bunch of people. And there was at one point, I think I heard just a lot of coughing and sneezing and all of the things, right? Kind of going on around me. And all of a sudden I was like, oh no, this is
You know.
probably going to happen. I have not been sick, like cold sick,
Yeah.
ages. It got me. It
I'm
caught
so
up.
sorry. I hate that. I was on a flight recently too. I did not get sick, but like it wasn't the person next to me. It was like across the aisle. And I didn't have a scarf or anything, which bad on me, but I like took my shirt and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get sick from. Yeah, it's bad. It's getting that time of the year where people are traveling when they're ill. So don't travel if you're sick.
Correct.
Ruins everybody else, right?
Hmm.
Well, if you need a cough drop while we're talking, feel free. Pop it in
Okay, I
there.
might have to. I do have them sitting here. I've got the water, the Kleenex, the cough drops. We're good for a little bit.
Oh, I feel bad. See, this is why it's horrible living in, states apart. I can't just come over and like make you feel better.
I know,
Make it
right?
to
Can
you
you
or
just make
something.
me like chicken soup or something?
I could fly there.
That's a good
Hey,
reason.
speaking of, I'm coming next week because it's almost two important things, right? Thanksgiving for any U.S. listeners, right? We're there.
Yeah.
And your birthday. Can we say you're having a big birthday?
The big birthday. Yes, I'm excited.
The big 50.
50.
That's crazy for me since it's like, it was one thing for me to turn 50, which I didn't mind. I loved it. We had a great time. We were in
Mhm.
COVID. You took me
We
to
had a
Nashville
blast.
and we partied like rock stars, which we normally
Yes.
do not.
we did.
So, but yeah, like 50. I'm going to tell you now, 50, you still feel good. 55, I feel like I'm falling apart. I don't know. Just feels totally different.
I think I'm ahead on that because I feel like I'm already falling apart.
Oh,
Mine hit at like 49.
oh God, no, that's
But
not
50
good.
doesn't bother me. I'm not
Doesn't?
worried in the least. I love it.
Yeah. I do have a question for you because I saw you post online. I can see it. Your hair, you got like colorful dreads added for like an early birthday.
Okay,
how did
so I did.
how'd
I
that
have
come to be? Like,
Okay. So you know me. I always like playing with my hair. Typically
yeah,
when I play with my hair, it's pink. I've
correct. Yeah.
done highlights, I've done it in the bottom, I've done it where it's
Yeah.
just kind of all over. I don't know. Love to play with it. Never anything permanent. And I've been following this lady on TikTok. She is from Portugal. That's where she
Oh,
spends most of her time. Her
okay.
business is Salty Dreads, and she does spend some time near St. Pete, which is one of our favorite places. So
Right.
she comes sometimes in July and comes to a studio there and does stuff. And just, oh my gosh, she's got so many different colors. She's got ones that match her hair, ones that are different. Um, and you can go there and get them like actually put in, like braided in, and they're still
Wow.
temporary. But and then she has these ones that come on either clips or ponytails. So I have the ponytail one. So you can do your hair of all different styles, put in your dreads, and then oh my gosh, I love them. I
All
love
right.
it.
What's her website? Where can people find this? Because I had never heard of such a thing.
Just look her up on social media, Salty Dreads. She
Salty
is
dress.
absolutely adorable, her colors. Most of her, like, dreads that she shows are the teal range,
Okay.
but yeah, look her up, and she is absolutely the sweetest person. Like, she's contacted me a couple of times already. It comes, like, just the design of how she puts her boxes together and bags and
Mhm.
how they're packaged. It's a designer experience, like, from moment one.
Very cool.
I
Do
love
they
her.
come shorter? Like, as you can see, I've chopped my hair off. Well, I had it chopped off.
They come in all different lengths. One of the things she
Mhm.
says, though, it does not have to be the same length as your hair. If you're watching the
Oh,
video here, some of mine are very long.
okay.
You actually kind of want them long because then if you braid them, you can
Oh,
you can pull them back and, like, braid them into your hair so that you have a really long
okay, that
braid with your hair. You can
yeah, I
also do
see
a
it.
bun, and you can wrap these, like, around and
Oh,
have
okay.
a dread bun, so
A
you
dread
wouldn't want them
bun.
too short.
Look at you, fashion forward. You're
That's
gonna be we're gonna be have you be our style maven, I guess, because yeah, mine is more like I watch too much TikTok sometimes, and I was like, "Oh, I need to trim because my hair was pretty long. It was, like, down to here and longer in the back, and I was like, "I just need to trim," kinda, and I started trimming, and this side was turning out amazing, so it was longer.
Mhm.
This side, I cut like a chunk. It's still even kind of like I don't know. I don't know if
People can
listeners
see.
ever do that, but, like, I literally had to go to the hair salon and be like, "Look what I did. Look what I did." So, luckily, our hair grows very fast, and I'm hoping by next summer when my son gets married, Jack gets married, it'll be more of a length that I like. But anyway,
Can we talk
that's
about that just for a second? Like, you have fun getting married.
I have a child that's getting married. My kids just turned 22, which is crazy.
Mhm.
The youngest in the family, your daughter, Hallie, just turned 21. I
Baby
mean,
is
like
21.
yeah, we have no children, like, kids anymore, they're all adults officially. So, yeah, I'm really excited. So, it's funny, my son and his fiancée, Elissa, are supposed to be coming today, this afternoon, but they came yesterday instead.
So
So, they're here. I got to see the dress, like, the pictures of the dress. I know. So, obviously, Jack doesn't get to see it, but it's stunning. She's going to be stunning in this
well, of
dress. Yeah,
course. I mean, first off, that's she's gonna look
no.
good in anything, but I'm hoping I get to see it beforehand. I'll have to ask. I need a
You'll
sneak
have to ask her to send you a picture. I was just like you know how, like, you see those shows? You watch more than I do, I think.
Oh, I do.
And the mom or the mother-in-law or whatever is always like, "Ew, that doesn't look good." No, no, she nailed it. I know she tried on a ton as well, so yeah, so planning is starting to happen. It's
Good.
next August at the end of the month, and, I don't know, we love her. They've been together 4.5 years, all through high school sweethearts. I don't know, I can't imagine marrying someone from high school
Well,
personally,
and,
but
like, and she was in Hallie's friend group for years before
mhm.
that, so I feel like I've just known her forever, right? And
You
well, even her
have.
family, right? Like, I
Yeah.
graduated with her aunt, so, like, I
Yeah,
feel like we've known this family a long time, and they're all amazing and wonderful.
yeah. You know what? I wanna look something up. I know, like, we can do whatever we want, it's our show. Um, her aunt is so amazing, and she's huge on Instagram. Let me
Yes.
let me shout out unless you know it off the top of your head.
Oh, I
Um,
don't know it off the top of my head. I should, I look at it all the time. It
I know, I wanna tell people because so her sister's your age, Gina's your age, right? Your
Yeah, I
grade?
graduated with Gina. Mhm.
Okay, so Gina is apparently, like, huge on book talk, right?
Yes.
Oh my
And, like,
gosh, I'm not
Instagram, all yeah, everything books.
how can I not find
I
this?
was gonna say, and before you even show it, like, it's someplace that I wanna go and just sit and read a book, I have to say. Like, her libraries are
Yeah.
beautiful.
Why am I not seeing it right away? Anyway, I'll tell you what, we'll shout it out the next time we record, but we can put it in the show notes. So, yeah, I mean, like, she is huge on book talk, and when you go to her home in Utah, like, her home is, like, one that I aspire to where everything is, like, cozy and warm and books everywhere on these gorgeous, like, walls of books, and she even has a separate little cottage. You walk down a little path into her huge wooded backyard to this little cottage, and bookshelves all like, in every room, and it's beautiful. So I will shout that out. She should be an interior decorator, honestly, but
It's
yeah,
like
so if you're
every
into
girl's dream, right? Just a beautiful library.
yeah, I mean, seriously, I went there and it was she was I didn't know her because I didn't go to the same high school as you, and, so I didn't know her until recently, and yeah, she's amazing, so, yeah, love Alyssa's family, they're all good.
They really are.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Thanksgiving coming up, and I kind of teased this to you. You are laughing at me just before the show started, right? So I'm gonna segue
Oh god.
into to just say, so it's Thanksgiving. It's time for us to sit around the table and talk about poop.
Okay.
And so for those of you who don't know us, I feel like every single Thanksgiving, I don't know, maybe even
Is that
sometimes
our tradition?
we have a lot of people sitting around the table.
We have a lot,
At
yeah.
some point, the discussion turns to this. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it's you.
You know what it was? And you were little still, but, like, I'm sure you remember. So we grew up with grandparents that came, and that was really it. It was our immediate family and grandparents, and so
Right.
somehow like, they would always talk about stuff, like, I didn't know about, didn't care about, whatever. So in order to sort of, like, get a reaction from Grammy, I started talking about poop. I was
Mhm.
probably in my early teens, like, I don't know, 13, 14, or something, and so, yeah, that was sort of my way of, like, derailing the adult conversation. It was like, "We're gonna talk about poop," so but for whatever reason, sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's not. Now I feel pressure like I have to do it this year.
Well, now you've got something to talk about. I
I
hear
do.
there's news, right? There's there's information coming.
Do, 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 do. Um, no, okay, so I don't know. I don't wanna tell we are not doctors, okay?
No, we're not.
But
Thank
my
goodness.
doctor right? My doctor has been bugging me, and you know her, she was your doctor for a long time,
Mhm.
bugging me for 10 years to get a colonoscopy. So, this summer, I finally did, even though no troubles, no problems, whatever. I get it, and then from then on, it's like, I can't go to the bathroom like a normal like, it's been horrible. So,
Mhm.
seriously, it's been horrible. It's been months and trying to deal with that while I'm traveling for work, being on stage, giving presentations, all the things, and after Unleash, which was kind of the end of my travel season,
Mhm.
um, I had one more that I had to do virtually because of it. But anyway, at the end of Unleash, I went to London for a few days and I went to the Victoria and Albert Museum. And one of the big exhibitions they have is called Design and Disability, which is a celebration and a call to action. So, number one, if any of this resonates with you or just disabilities in public and dealing with things kind of yourself that's hidden, and I'm not claiming I had a disability. I had a short-term issue,
Issue.
right?
Right.
Um, but they have this huge exhibition, and you can see a lot of it online. So if you just Google Victoria and Albert Museum and go under "What's on," it's a whole like, it's pictures and everything. But one of the things I thought I would talk to you today about is, like, I didn't know what to do. Like, because
Mhm.
sometimes Western medicine just um doesn't work all the way, right? I think Western medicine got me into this issue,
Mhm.
of course, we Google things and it tells you like, "Oh, try this, try that, try Benefiber." Okay, don't.
Sure.
Everything I was trying was making it worse, and I didn't know that that's what I was doing. So, you and I were talking just a couple days ago and said something about colonics.
Mhm.
I did not know really what that meant. So, again, if you're someone with any kind of issues in that way, it's an option. I found the most wonderful place in Denver, and they do colonics, which is basically helping you go to the bathroom,
Mhm.
um, in a very caring, discreet way. So you're not I mean, it's very, like, medical focused. This isn't, like witchcraft or anything crazy. But I was talking to the woman that was working there and helping me, and she was telling me that a lot of things that we think cause constipation, for example, it's actually exacerbated by stress. And she kind of looked at me and she's like, "What's been going on the last 6 months for you?" So I start just telling her, "Well, I moved and I this and I that and whatever." Good stress, bad stress. Your brain still goes into like fight or flight.
Mhm.
And she said, whenever you have stress that much, for both good and bad, your your brain is only going to start protecting your vital organs, right? For flight or fight.
Right.
And your gut health is not considered a vital organ to your brain. So it slows everything down, it stops working properly. And you mentioned Thanksgiving. I mean, obviously, we're all going to eat meals that are way beyond what we normally do. We're going to eat more, it's going to be different.
Mhm.
So I would just say, if you're already having an issue or you're going to have an issue, it's an option. Um, she
Right.
did tell me because I asked her, I go, so what about like people who are in a different city? She said, make sure you get someone who's board certified
Oh,
in
that would be
colonic.
important. Right. Like,
Very
you don't want
important.
to mess it up.
Yeah, you don't want to mess this up. But anyway, it was a very good experience. Just to tell you, like, I'm going back next week. Just yesterday to today, I lost 4 pounds.
Wow.
4 pounds. So, I
That's
started, like, going down the rabbit hole of, like, digging in on, like, what is this? Is this a problem for people? Is this, because I don't know.
right.
And, I'll give you a few statistics. I was looking up, and this ties back into the whole Victoria and Albert, exhibition because it was on design and disability, and one of the things it talked about is that in the UK, I r they have over 1,800, they're called changing places toilets. They include hoists, benches for, like, adults who have difficulty going to the bathroom, need longer, might be wheelchair bound, need something to help
Oh,
because if you're so in order to be out on your own in society and living, you
mhm.
don't always want someone to have to be right next to you, right? So
Right.
I looked we do not have that in the United States. So, there is certainly a move toward getting that. There's not even actual numbers here, it's and think about how much bigger we are than the UK.
Right.
1,800 of these in the UK already, and they are really pushing to get more. But I started thinking like, okay, how many people in this country approximately have what's called, like, urinary or, I would say, like, urinary urgency or bowel urgency, okay?
Mhm.
It's kind of the proper way when you look it up. Um, just urinary urgency in the United States. 51 million US adults have this. It's
Wow.
impacting their daily life. 38% of women report this, and 24% of men over 20. So that starts getting into these numbers are coming from like the CDC, Johns Hopkins Medicine, like really valuable sources. Um, we're not even talking about this in the workplace,
No, not at all.
right? So we're not necessarily providing these bathrooms that are truly accessible, right?
Mhm.
Um, but we're actually not even talking about it at all. So I would just say if you're experiencing if you're that's a lot of people. If you're one of the 51 million, it said when you add in digestive and bowel disorders, it goes up to like 60 to 70 million people a year in the United States deal with this, to where it impacts their ability to work, to go in public, to do whatever, right? So we suffer in silence.
And you know that has to be, yeah, I was gonna say just a hidden disability in the workplace, right? Because who's gonna go to work and talk about that? Typically.
Right.
Or who
Well,
can, right? Like, you just probably feel
yeah,
like you can't.
right. So we were kind of talking about when we started the show, it was like, I want to be able to talk about everything to help
Mhm.
people to know, again, the tiny bits of information that you have or that I have. Um, research this yourself if you're part of that up to 70 million in this country, and
Mhm.
don't be embarrassed by it. The last thing I'll say that I found a really inspiring woman. Her name is Alison Carpenter Davis. She wrote a disease. She wrote an article about Crohn's disease a couple years ago for the
Okay.
Huffington Post, and you can just Google her and find it. But it was all about having diarrhea in public, was what the
Oh,
article was in.
wow.
So she apparently had Crohn's disease all her life, which is bathroom emergency, right?
Mhm.
And how it really impacted her as a person because not only are you dealing with it, you're hiding it.
Well, it affects you
And
mentally too.
totally, totally. And she finally wrote this article. She was so scared to write it. And like she said, of course, there's people that, get mad because it's gross.
Right.
Um, but she said push through it anyway because you have to start telling the younger generation, like, this is stuff that happens and here are what your resources are.
Mhm.
So yeah, Google her, read about it. She has been presenting to high schools, I think in the Los Angeles area every year now, and is finding kids younger than 20 who are dealing with these issues, digestive issues, bowel issues, urinary issues. So yeah, like I think me just having a colonoscopy led me down a complete rabbit hole.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we've got to talk about these things and share with each other, crowdsource, right? If you're
Mhm.
having any kind of medical issue, ask your family, ask your friends, email us, message us, right? We'll figure it out. We'll start. I don't know. I just don't feel like before social media that we had that outlet. You kind of suffer in silence, right?
So, what's interesting is, and I'm curious to see how this changes, right? Changes in the workplace and just changes in
Mhm.
general, because I'm going to bring in like Gen Z, right? So,
Yeah,
Gen Z is so different. They feel so different than us.
yeah,
And it, with our kids all being Gen Z, right? Boyfriends, girlfriends, fiancés, friends, right? I just got to spend some time with some Gen Z girls. And like, one thing I will say is that they are so much better than us about just being open. They will talk about anything and everything, and it's amazing. So, if our generation can kind of start that in the workplace,
yeah.
they're gonna come up right behind us, the millennials and Gen Z, and, like, really push that. So I can't wait to see what it's gonna be like in the workplace in, I don't know, even 20, 25 years. Like, I think it's gonna
Right.
be a whole different world. Things like this, I think just will be talked about. They will
A
be looked
huge
at, they will be addressed, and maybe it won't be so hard for people.
You know what? I hope so. I think you're right. Just in my experience too with people of that generation and that transparency. And I think we want transparency if you're a
Yeah.
Gen X or you're a millennial, whatever. But it was just, I'll tell you, I would have never, if you told me even a year ago, I'd be sitting on some podcast talking about poop. Um, not, not true, right?
We
My dog, can you hear my
I
dog's now going
can
to,
hear your dog. Your dog sounds worse than me.
I'm going to get him. Hold on. He's like, let's choke. Marco has a
Oh,
cold too, I think.
poor
I'll show
baby. I feel
This
your
is
pain.
Marco. Marco just turned 19.
He
He is
is zombie
blind.
dog.
He's blind. He has seizures, but he's going strong other than
He's
his little
tough.
he's got a little cough. Got a
Yeah,
little cough. So, that's
he is
him.
tough.
I know. So,
Well,
anyway,
yes. I mean, so we're on here talking about everything, but I think that seems so crazy just because if you look at the generation before us that we learned from, right? Can you
oh,
imagine?
we did not learn from them.
They would have never spoken about anything, right?
No,
Anything.
no.
No.
And, again, everybody needs a different solution, whether you're into Western medicine, Eastern medicine. I
Mhm.
just went to a women's circle last weekend, in fact, for a couple hours, and one of the women in there had graduated with a master's degree in Eastern medicine studies. Now, she doesn't practice it in that way, but even just talking about some of these alternative ways, of course, do your research on whatever you try, but I think being open to trying when you're at your wit's end, you've got to try new things maybe to try and cure yourself.
I think it's
Like
like
I
anything else. You don't go too far either direction, right? A
That's
good
right.
mix.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, like you get to a point where you're just not feeling well
Mhm.
overall, like every day. Um, I looked back, I gained because they take your weight like when you get a colonoscopy or whatever you do.
Right.
I've gained 15 pounds since July 31st. That's not cool. That's not okay. And it's not weight gain from like, that's no changing my diet. Definitely getting lots of steps because I've been traveling like a mad woman. Um,
Traveling probably was not helping your situation, quite honestly.
You
Different
know what?
food, different time zones,
Yeah.
just different schedules.
It was funny. So the lady was telling me like constipation it just drains your energy
Mhm.
completely. So yes, it was much harder. It was much harder. I mean, I had a good 2 months of travel. I definitely, I gave presentations and did all it's really hard when you're not feeling well overall. So
Our goal
anyway,
for 2026, start it healthy, start it with energy.
okay, my last thing I'm gonna share. She said a normal person who's doing it like as your body should is twice a day.
What?
Yeah, twice a day. Twice a day, morning and night. I'm
Tw
like, "I don't know." Again, we don't talk about it. I don't know. Am I the only what? Like, I'm like, "What the hell is happening?" But
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Yeah, I think there's the numbers you threw out, statistic, I think it's more than that. I think it's gotta be.
I think it is because these are reported, right?
Mhm.
Again, in country where we don't but look, just the fact that you can go, like, whether you're thinking about it for your workplace or for yourself, that there are people in this world who are thinking about and designing actual facilities to help deal with these things, right? We wanna be we talk about man, for the last 10 years, we've talked about inclusion. How did
Right.
this never come up? Never come up.
All of the hidden things that we don't really talk about. But it's also a good reminder, I think, that like anybody that you're seeing anywhere along the way, right?
Yep,
Whether it's at work, whether it's out in public, at a store, whatever, if somebody
yeah,
isn't their best or in their best moment, maybe just stop first and think, oh, they could be dealing with something that I can't see. They might be having a moment that I don't even know they're having, right? Like, I
yeah,
think it's a good reminder.
yeah.
Especially as we're coming up on the holidays and we'll be around a lot of people for shopping and travel and all the things, is just to remember that there's a lot of people out there dealing with things that we don't know,
Yeah,
and we can
I think
offer some grace.
that's a good message to end the show on. Our poop episode.
The poop episode, thank you for joining us. Will people come back for episode 3? What are we gonna talk
Our
about?
Grammy is probably rolling over in her grave. She's like, "Oh god, Trish."
Oh,
So I'm
you know
talking
she's
about
cheering us on. She is cracking up.
yeah, she probably is.
She was not
Anyway,
as prissy as we thought.
that's true, that's true. Well, listen, hey, everyone, thank you for listening and hopefully you'll come back for more. Don't know what we'll talk about next time, probably not this. But we will put all of these resources in the show notes so that you have information, whether it's for you, a family member, or if you're in the workplace and just, want to help someone else out. But yeah, let's start normalizing talking about bodily functions just because it really does, like you said, impact people in ways that we just don't see. So
It does. Great conversation. This
great
was a great
conversation.
day to start today.
I hope you feel better. I'm sorry you're sick.
I feel much better already.
Okay, good. Go have a bowel movement, right?
We'll end on that. Thanks for
All
joining
right.
us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Subscribe where you get all your favorite podcasts. We're also on YouTube. And the site is getting built out more and more. Also, I'm going to give a little teaser. We're going to have our sister by choice, Chris Havrilla, joining us soon.
I love it. I can't
Yeah,
wait to see where that conversation goes.
I know. We need a big sister. Okay. So Chris is going to be our big sister. We need a middle sister. And we have someone in mind for that, actually, named
We
Melissa.
do, but I think now that this is 50, I think we also need to be on the lookout for a younger sister too. So,
Oh, we need a
we can
little
kind of have each, and a brother.
wait, wait. Can I tell you we've got a brother?
Do
I
we really?
actually
I've
we have
always
a
wanted a
brother.
brother.
Someone volunteered to be the brother on the show from time to time, and it is Frank Roche,
I love
Roche.
it. Yay!
Um, he is amazing. He's worked everywhere. He's had his own businesses. He worked at Cigna a long time, right, in communications and PR. He just does all the things. So he's lovely. And yeah, he'll be joining us from time to time too. So it's coming along.
Oh, I'm excited.
All right. We'll catch y'all next time.
All right. See you then. Bye.